to begin by asking all of you whether you really 120% believe that there is this ultimate superior beings or God source, infinite intelligence working with you, coexisting 24/7, literally every minute. How many of you really know that? So that's what I want to talk about, because I think it's important that, there's a big difference about believing in it and really knowing that. And how do we come from believing, kind of faith-based believing, to really knowing? And how do we get to that? So I want to share a little bit about my own journey and share some stories about that. So just right now, if you would, look to your left. For those of you, literally look to your left and see if you see anything, feel anything, or sense somebody sitting next to you, perhaps. Are your guides? Do you see it? No, not really. Maybe it's above. Look up. I only see a ceiling. So it's not really there, isn't it? And it's really hard to get to know, because especially in spiritualism, by design, we don't have this dogma or creed, written instructions. It doesn't come with a written instructions as you open the box, how to build, how to trust, or get to know that there is this intelligent being cooperating with you. And that's purely the beauty of spiritualism versus perhaps other religions and shamanism and native beliefs. There are words that people share from generations to generations, or in the case of the Bible, written words of what to do, how, what not to do. These are all written, and you have to obey them. If you do not believe in it, then you have a choice. You don't believe in it. Like I did when I was a little kid, going to Christmas time, going to church, and I really did not believe in it. I believed in Santa Claus for a while, but that didn't work out either. So talk about a trust issue as a kid, So, I had a big trust issue in spiritual beings or Buddhists in our family case, my grandmother. So I knew there was a sense of something that adults talk about, that there is something there. I can understand that, but to really believe and know didn't really occur to me for 30, 40 years down the road. So looking back, though, there is one incident when I was 10 or 12 years old that something happened to me that looking back, perhaps a life-changing experience that had I really looked into it, maybe my life would have been different, learning curve of spirit working with me. So what happened as a 12-year-old, rambunctious, precocious, just mischievous kids, I was hanging out with a bunch of kids in my neighborhood and playing in the playground backyard. So we would do this like sports, made up sports, where we'll find little sticks, and we'll throw it in the air and hit it with another wood or something. And it's sort of like ice hockey and baseball combined. We made up sports. We would do that, and we would run around. So one day, I was pretty good in the game, mind you. But somebody hit the stick and it landed right in my glass. As a kid, I was wearing glasses too. I was one of those thick glasses. But these were glasses, not plastic glasses. It was actually a glass-made glasses. So with that impact of the little stick hitting straight into my eyeglasses, I can feel the impact created just such a shatter of all the glasses. You know how you get in a car accident, you see the glasses kind of fall down, like all the pieces? And that's how it was. And I can feel as it hit, I can feel there are particles of glass stuff in my eyelids. I can feel the roughness. So, and I was about to reach my hand up and to just kind of rub whatever. But this is a story that I didn't tell people. But there was a sense of somebody going like this and just putting it down. And I knew it felt very comfortable. It wasn't other kids because they were all away, and I can hear the sound of them running towards me saying, "Oh my God, oh no." And then those voices kind of quiet down. It was like slow motion and everything quiet down. And I could feel the sensation of calmness and comfort. And my heartbeat slowed down and I was very calm. And for some reason, I can find myself walking towards somewhere with my eyes closed. And I was heading towards, we had a water well, and underneath it, there's a big plastic bucket with the water filled all the time. I was heading there with my eyes closed, some 20, 30 yards. And then I got there with my eyes closed with nobody showing me. And instinctively, I knew to dunk my head inside the water, all the way in, submerged, and open my eyes slowly. What happened next was just a miracle. All the glass particles or whatever, it just kind of floated down because of the weight of the glass. Now, as a 10, 12 years old, that instant second, had I think that? Did I think through what to do? Or walk there, there's a water there? No, I had no idea. It was just as if that person who actually grabbed it, that unknown hand, which made it very comfortable, made me go towards the water there. So, I tell this story since then about me doing it, how I'm so smart that I do this. But in hindsight, I had no idea. I didn't know what I was doing, but it just happened. So of course, I didn't accept any superior beings or guides or all that. I didn't admit to it. So some 30, 40, 50 years down the road, most of my son, who I call my son, passed away in an accident overnight, and that created a turmoil in my life. He started to appear in front of me, apparitions, and giving me great comfort. Her voices, and that just blew open the door wide open for a spiritual knowledge, wanting to find out what this is about, and finally accepting, okay, there's something there. I want to know more. How do I communicate with my son? Is there a way to do this better? So through that process, I was able to go through some mediumship training, and I found spiritualism and spiritualist churches. So that's how I started. But I have to confess, for 2 years into my training of mediumship, I didn't believe in it. I was getting names, dates, difficult names, by the way, in difficult foreign cities, left and right in the beginning. My mediumship teacher told me, James, Spirit is showing you so much to you because you don't believe in it. So they were throwing me, spirit guides and beings were throwing me evidences left and right. And the whole time I'm thinking, that difficult city, I must have seen it somewhere. I probably read it somewhere. It's probably in my mind that I remember. So that went on for a while. And then another incident happened that I just totally sort of kind of gave in. I surrendered, should we say. So one aspect of that story is that that when I was driving to work on the freeway, from 50 miles I have to drive some days. And as I was exiting the freeway, going down the exit road and about to turn to the right on the street when the street meets. My car stopped right there, and I didn't realize my car was overheating while I was driving the freeway. It was my older car. And my car stopped. And I said, oh, crap. And I could see cars going behind me. Mind you, this is a freeway exit. So the cars are coming down really fast. And some cars did see me, and I could hear the screeching halt and then go around me. So I called in my car, I called the AAA insurance for towing, and they said it was going to be like 40 minutes. So I sit there in my car thinking to myself, oh, it's hot outside. I don't want to get out. So I had my windows open. There was another car, a truck, that came, almost hit me. I could hear the sound, and it just almost hit me. And it went around, and she was kind of cursing at me and stuff. And I was like, my car broke down. What do you want me to do? At that point, I thought to myself, maybe I should get out of the car. Maybe I should just get out of the car and wait. And that moment, a guy went knock knock on my windshield, my window next to my driver's side. And I opened it wider, and there was this man standing. I could still remember. He was wearing a really nice khaki pants. Like he was wearing like a alligator shirt like this, white. He was wearing Ray-Ban dark sunglasses. He had a very Nordic looking tall man with short blonde hair. And I looked at him, and you could see like really big smile on his face. And he told me, hey, I was driving and I saw your car. There's a gas station just around the corner. Do you mind if I push your car so I could get your car around that corner? And I said, sure. And with that, he went behind me, and I put in neutral, and he started push. And the exit, because of the exit, it was a little bit downgrade. So he pushed, and then my car started to move, went around the corner, and there was a little embankment to go to the gas station, a little up. So he pushed, and the whole time I was looking in the back mirror, he's pushing, and I got to the gas station, and I got out, and the maintenance guy came over to me. How can I help you? And I said, well, my car broke down and from the highway, so engine's not working. And he goes, how'd you get here? I'm like, yeah, he did. I look back. There's no one. There's nobody. And and you can tell the look on the maintenance guy when I'm like, there's a guy who pushed my car, and he's like, huh? Okay, whatever. And at that moment, I thought, okay, there has to be some guy parked his car nearby and let me look for him. So I just kind of started looking for this guy, and he was nowhere to be found. So the thing that I got away from that is my guardian angel is a good-looking guy. No, there was a radiant glow about this person. So finally, at that point, that's the day I finally said, okay, I'm in. I'm all in. I accept. There is no way. So, and that was like a few years ago back. But starting that day, I don't know exactly that day, but, soon after, my mediumship, the way I approach things and my daily life have completely changed. To a point where things happen to me, phenomena, should we say, left and right. And I'm just like, hello, hi there, thank you. There you are again. Even at work, people are actually, there's a new hire that we hired, and he heard about this phenomena happenings around me with computers and phone calls and people and spontaneous and coincidences. Oh, that's James. You're going to see all this happening. So this new hire and he witnessed, oh my God, you're doing this, and this guy calls at the same time, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. And he was actually kind of scared. So, ever since then, there is a from believing to knowing. Now, I'm not saying that everyone has to have a certain experience like this, but I think that it happened to me because even back then, I started to accept and surrender to the fact that we are not really alone. Just like from the meditation, Asa was talking about, we're not really alone. There is a part of us that is so much greater, so much powerful than who we think we are. So that's the part of us growing up and part of us accepting. And then so how do we know when we don't believe in the first place? If you don't believe, if you don't have a faith to start with full love, then the experience will not happen, because you first got to believe. You first have to have certain faith. You first have to do your part for them to match that part together. It is a cooperation of spirit and you and spirit being all working together with your friends, your families, and everyone involved, because we are all connected somehow. So whatever you do, there is a cause and effect. Whatever you do, something will happen. Someone will be thankful for you for whatever you did. And there is something that's going to happen because of that incident. So your thoughts are written vibratory waves that will register in the ether. So whatever you think it will be registered. You cannot unthink it. Is that a word? So anyway, so that's part of the, from going from believing to knowing. So, but it's really hard to convince somebody, or unless they have certain experiences or things like that. In spiritualism, for us, we get to enjoy every Sunday people, with gratitude and things that are happening around us. Mediumship, for one, of people getting messages from their loved ones with some evidence and, things like that. So, I have no doubt in mind. And because of this, and especially for us in as a spiritualist, it's a little bit easier. But I dare say that some of you, most of you, are not at 120% yet. And that's okay. We'll get there sooner or later. But let me tell you, when you get to that 100%, 120% belief and surrender, oh my God. Oh my God. And I mean that wholeheartedly, because as a spiritual being, someone who was sort of kind of spiritual from the very beginning, I say, yes, I believe in, it's my guides and spirits and angels and whatnot. Did I really mean it? I have to confess, I didn't. There's a part of me that said, yeah, maybe. Okay? I know we all do. It's okay. And I think that's by design, because you have to know the darkness to know the light. Without one another, you won't know. So you have to have this doubt in the first place. Come from the, unbelieving, not believing this stuff, to really knowing, and the stark differences from believing to knowing is just outrageously fun. And I urge you guys to get to know, get to have belief, and turn that belief into knowing. So last week or a couple weeks ago, I wrote on Power Lines, our newsletter, a little thing about believing in spirit. Because one day I was driving the other day, and you know how you drive and you look on the right side passenger mirror, there's a really little writing at the bottom that says, objects in mirror appear closer than they appear. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. That's what it says. Every mirror. That's because the mirror, from the angle, from the driver's side, where the mirror is designed, makes it look like it's farther away. So, a few times I turn around, the car is closer than what the mirror is. And at that instant second, I had an inner voice that said, your spirit guides, higher beings are closer than they appear. So when you look to your left, to the right, or top, even though you don't see it, they are so much closer than you think. They're not some far out heavenly places in the clouds or some distance. They're right there, right here, in fact. I'm probably shaking my hands right now, giving me a high five. Oh, high five, high five. So, and when I just did that, I know I was kidding, but I really believe in it. I do. And when I believe in it, maybe because it's in my mind, but I can feel the senses, the touches. So these are the experiences that will make you move from believing to knowing. And it didn't occur to me that going from believing to knowing is so much incredible. And it happens to me daily. I'm not going to go into experiences and phenomena because those are my own to cherish, and me and my spirit, we communicate in a certain phenomena way. But because I surrender to everything, and my guys are saying, okay, let's talk. They are so chatty nowadays. But anyway, so next time when you go for a drive, and because we're living in such a busy life that we forget to give credit where it's due, to ourselves foremost, of course. But whenever you go for a drive and look to the right and you read that mirror, objects in mirror appear a lot closer than they are. Remind yourself that, once again, that spirit guides, infinite intelligence, God source, God spirit is so much closer than they appear or that you think they are. So with that, I want to leave you with that thought that they are so close, so close. Thank you.